Final hymn has preceded the game since 1927.
What's on Manchester United? It's the centre man here. So, watching the 2020 FA Cup final match between Arsenal and Chelsea.
For these times, and a hope that the match itself will do just that.
Arsenal badge.
It is a unique occasion. We certainly don't want to have the final this way again. It's a little bit of history. Lots of differences, but what doesn't change is the playing of the national anthem. No crowd, no band, but we do have a choir, the British Youth Opera.
We'll be back to more next year.
Let's take a final check at the two lineups today. Starting Arsenal, who has Emi Martinez in goal. He plays behind a back three of Rob Holding, the enigmatic David Luiz, and Kieran Tierney. Hector Bellerin returns to start on the right-hand side, whilst on the opposite flank it's Ainsley Maitland-Niles as per the semi-final, and this is his 100th Arsenal game. And a forward line in which Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stands out. 27 goals this season, 7 of those in his last 8 matches, and still talk of this possibly being his final game as a Gunner. For Chelsea, Frank Lampard has again gone with the veteran Willy Caballero as his goalkeeper, and also selects a back three: Cesar Azpilicueta, Kurt Zouma, and Antonio Rudiger. He's kept the same middle four. Jorginho stays in despite N'Golo Kante's return to fitness. And either side of the rejuvenated Olivier Giroud in attack, it's two 21-year-olds, Mason Mount and Christian Pulisic. No place for Willian, who was set to be fit to return. Kante is fit and takes his place amongst the Chelsea subs. Again, 9 named, 5 can be used, a 6th if the game goes to extra time. As you were made aware a few minutes ago by Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, this is the heads-up FA Cup final. All season long, the FA have been encouraging us all to have important conversations about mental health. And this is about the sound of support.
From the sofas to the stands, you can feel the sound of support. Football is all about the fans. From the highs and lows on and off of the pitch, where you champion each other through the good and the bad. That's the sound of support. And sometimes I know it's hard to find a listening ear or a helping hand. Now before the first kick and that whistle goes, let's get a round of applause. Because we're starting the heads-up FA Cup final in 2020 with the sound of support.
Conversation just to get things off the chest. Take a step forward. This is how far we can go. Just talk, that's the key.
David Luiz, a big player for Arsenal, always in the headlines, not always for perfect reasons on the field. He was once an important player for Chelsea. Olivier Giroud the other way round.
Hey, gentlemen, did you hear why it
Chelsea
is coming back?
over the last few weeks.
It's not going to happen.
It's a nice story, those two.
What's up, Jordan?
A good story during
He
the
ain't
game
going
as
to
well.
AEW. He ain't leaving AEW, Chris Jericho. He ain't. That's a load of lie, man. I'd rather he's staying in AEW. He's doing well. Why he wants to leave a company, you know, that give them anything, you know why AEW did? Made him as the first AEW World Champion.
More than once since 1901. The tradition of this being a one-off honour for an official, quite rightly dispensed with by the FA for this year only. Another curious twist of fate. His other FA Cup final 3 years ago was between Arsenal and Chelsea. It was one of the more entertaining finals that we've seen in recent seasons.
Looks like Chelsea's kicking off.
10-second countdown. 10-second countdown to kick-off begins. The 139th FA Cup final will shortly begin. First without spectators in 1872 for the first, an estimated 2,000 watched at the Kennington Oval. 126,000 for the first at Wembley in 1923. 2020, just you at home. Danny Murphy here with me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. It's strange circumstances, but looking forward to a good game of football. Both teams thoroughly deserve to be here after their performances in the semi-final, and look like they've matched up formation-wise. So we'll see how that maps out. But yeah,
honestly, I like him in WWE. Then AEW, I just never saw him in front of AEW.
I like in terms of how they've set up at the start of the game.
Arsenal.
The previous FA Cup final, since the back four became a standard English setup in the 1960s, with both teams fielding a back three, was when these two met before. What's your feeling, Danny, with these players? Do these teams both lend themselves to a three at the back system?
I think they both played their better football with that system. It's going to be interesting how Luiz handles Giroud, or the back three handles Giroud. He's been fantastic for Chelsea in recent months. Eight goals in his last 10 games, actually, Guy, and he's been a pivotal player for them. So Arsenal needs to defend well today. I think that the way they played in the semi-final against Manchester City shows that they can do that. But it'll be a tough afternoon.
Zuma is playing forward by Azpilicueta and quickly repelled, and Azpilicueta has a bit more work to do here. Xhaka. Zuma rides his way past Alex Lacazette. Ball is out for an Arsenal throw. Taylor's first whistle, just to stop things flowing along, is to have a word with Lacazette and Zuma.
Oh, big up. Oh, nearly miles.
Was the call.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Instruction to Azpilicueta here, and the ball is in, and it's a really good opportunity for Aubameyang, with Maitland-Niles doing excellent work down the left for Arsenal.
A super play from Maitland-Niles.
My goodness!
Good running behind, high line from Chelsea. And then when he gets in the corner here, he does really well to get out of it, puts in a tremendous cross. And if you want it to fall to one man, it's Aubameyang, and if they disappoint with that, it's more than a half a chance.
Yeah, we've got both Arsenal's goals in the semi-final against Manchester City.
Played really well.
The first goal was something else, finishing off a wonderful sweeping move from one end of the field to the other. Chelsea trying to work their way from one end to the other here, but Xhaka has it now, but not for long. He's been rocked by Mount. Mount's gone for goal and forced a save, and a good one from Martinez.
He's a good player, Mount.
A bright Chelsea break.
Well, Giroud's fuming. He was in. It's a great steal from Mount. Good pressing.
I don't know why
on his own. Tries to bend it down near post. Good save, but Giroud was
a centre back. He's a left back.
He wasn't happy with
that's a good save by Martinez.
Good pressing though from Mount. We've seen that many times from him this season. desire to get after people, and tenacity to win the ball back. I think it was off Xhaka that time.
Such a confident striker of the ball, as we've seen with
the name print and the numbers, man. That's sick.
Ball in.
Soldier. Oh, Alonso!
Alonso's effort is blocked. His effort to square.
The number is good. You know, like the sign of the number print and the name.
One chance apiece there.
You know, like Arsenal's trying to think outside the box.
2 good chances as well. Just what we want to see.
Chelsea's new sponsor is, what's that? Phone advert. Not phone advert. Phone company. I can't remember who it is. Number 3 something. I can't remember.
That's robbed by Lacazette.
Here comes Laka.
Damian asked to chase, but Kurt Zouma had plenty of head start there. Kovacic. Pulisic. Jorginho. He's taken a turn by Pulisic. His that time did try to find Giroud. Giroud.
Oh!
Pulisic. And Pulisic
Easy.
the challenge to put the ball into the Arsenal goal quite beautifully. Captain America makes his mark on the FA Cup final.
That's a brilliant move for Chelsea. Talked about Giroud, he's involved again with his awareness in the box. But Pulisic, great skill and technique to take that goal. Takes it here. Plays it Mount fires it across, but Pulisic follows the ball in and look at his feet. Clever little finish. Terrific player. Was talk about him maybe not starting if Willian was fit, but proved his manager right there. Great start for Chelsea. Here, just sees the keeper coming, little dink.
A lot to like about that goal if you're Frank Lampard. If blue is your colour.
Does Pepe?
Trying to hit back with Pepe, and that was another effort on target. Pretty routine stop for Willy Caballero. But the final that many predicted would have been end-to-end has not disappointed in the first 6 minutes.
Really open. Really open. That's what we wanted to see. It's Mount again causing problems coming off that right side, not being tracked.
Here comes Alonso.
Kovacic. Azpilicueta. Zouma pursued by Lacazette and Jorginho.
See, even for the goal, Mount was in the left-hand channel rather than he's set up on the right, but he's drifted in off that right side. And the two sets of midfield for Arsenal have to be wary of what's behind them because they can't follow him across. It's a good ploy from him to come in off that right side and make an extra man in the middle.
A lot of energy about Chelsea. They're hunting Arsenal down. David Luiz. Stroll out. He's got the pass wrong there. There was Azpilicueta to find Kovacic.
And also Tuesday I might do another live stream. Probably the final live stream of the season. That will be the playoff final, the championship playoff final between Brentford versus Fulham. That'll be good.
Jorginho.
On Tuesday.
Just need Rudiger work a little bit. Caballero gets it away. Holding can let it go. Luiz. He's holding. His touch deserted him as he tried to carry on with the passing move out to Bellerin.
It was good pressing though. Pulisic that time kept putting on the pressure. They did it together. The front 4, 5, pressing really high with pitch, making Arsenal make mistakes.
Come on. Don't do it. Come on, don't do this bullshit. He's a good player.
Jorginho.
You know, He's been quiet this season.
Again. His body
I don't know if he's going to be good or not. He's only a boy.
There's a player at the top level who keeps it more simple than Jorginho does.
I don't know how old is he. What, 20 something? 21,
run away
22?
from Mount.
Yeah, but it's Mount. He's running off that right side again. He's ending up on the left. Very good.
That's a good goal line.
Great energy, great awareness of when to make those runs. Arsenal just got to get themselves back in the game, get some passes in. Whether this little storm.
Who's marking Pulisic? Not a slight tyranny.
Christian Pulisic spinning to follow Tim Howard as a USA international to be an FA Cup winner. Only the third American to play in a cup final. John Harkes did it for Sheffield Wednesday back in 1993. He is a goal scorer. His hero well known to you, Danny, Clint Dempsey.
Clint was I'm not sure he's as talented as Pulisic, but he was a goal scorer and a winner. Best trainer I ever trained with Clint Dempsey.
Zuma into Jorginho. James. Pulisic. Just gets away from holding. He's lighting this final up here. Pulisic again. Martinez couldn't hold, but importantly for Arsenal, he did save.
Great feet again, wasn't it? Really dangerous play.
I like the name plate for Arsenal's new kit.
Quite get
not like other
again,
footballing
he's drifting
kits.
up that left-hand side into central areas.
David Luiz.
It's Alba. Is it Alba? Oh, nearly miles.
Run against James. James kept his wits about him, but couldn't keep the ball.
Great pace, wasn't it, from Maitland-Niles? Twice he's got him.
Ooh,
crunch for Jorginho, who stayed down.
Jorginho that bad.
Xhaka. Is Bayer in now?
Bellerin.
Fancy a shot.
Pepe, he should have. He had the opportunity to shoot, man.
It's decisively headed behind for a corner.
Good from Arsenal. Case of Maitland-Niles to get in down that left-hand side. Yeah. Really troubled. Reece James there. Could be employed for Arsenal. Just seeing if Jorginho's alright. I think he is.
He's hard in defending this corner. Tete will take it. Deep with it. Too deep. The flag in that go. It's going to be a goal kick. All the way over.
Well, you'd think it's an area they feel that they can get some joy, Arsenal. We know that Chelsea, I think it's only Norwich who've conceded more from corners than Chelsea this season, which is a little worrying for Frank.
Who won the FA Cup as players for the clubs they now lead. Could be the third to win the cup as player and manager for Chelsea after Gianluca Vialli and Roberto Di Matteo. Tata could follow George Graham.
I think it's fair to say they've both done a terrific job since they've got in their respective clubs. Arsenal have improved dramatically. I think they've really come quite a long way in a short time in terms of the way they're organised now, and they seem to be all at it for him and putting in a shift and playing with good awareness. And Chelsea have had a really good season under Frank and Jody.
Chelsea have had a really good start. Kovacic, Jorginho both seeing plenty of the ball and just playing between themselves for a moment there. James. Kovacic. Pulisic's touch. Giroud wasn't quite ready for that one. Asked him to try and break. Ceballos. Bayern let it run. Wasn't running to Pepe, it was Marcos Alonso waiting for it.
It was a little stray ball from Ceballos. He's actually been one of the star performers for Arsenal. Been a big reason why they've done better.
Oh, free kick, man.
That's going to be a free kick. Anthony Taylor right on the scene to think about what punishment he's going to dish out to. Kovacic and Xhaka, players involved, and both players hurt.
I think they both.
Don't know.
Kovacic with a foul. There's no doubt about that.
Not maybe worse. He's got the free kick.
Studs on up. He's gone inside footed. Xhaka's all right, thankfully for Arsenal.
I think the yellow shade is out. Kovacic is going to cut for him.
Yeah, he's going to have to be careful now. I actually always think Chelsea control games better when he's playing. Really, really good player in the middle of the park for them. It's been a huge plus for Frank Lampard this season, Kovacic.
He's come on even more this season than he did under Maurizio Sarri in his first campaign in England. Anthony Taylor did send a Chelsea player off for a second yellow card in the 2017 Cup final.
Bellerin was in the box.
Plenty of time ago. Chelsea get rid of that Arsenal free kick. It's Maitland-Niles to David Luiz. Challenged by Zuma and Lacazette, having their own little duel.
Oh, that's a free kick.
Was it Kovacic again? He didn't quite get the tackle right.
By the way, to start next week, doing a rumours it's like a gossip type of show. You know, I do like wrestling rumours and footballing transfer news.
Since the restart, he's actually been first.
That'll be next week.
Passing stats, chances created.
Not like next weekend, but start of
really all
the week coming up.
Something for William Caballero
maybe on
to
Monday,
do at the moment.
I think.
Take the pick. There's a queue forming in red.
Yeah. Well, we know David Luiz can hit them.
Not usually about finesse when David Luiz does hit them. Personally, I wouldn't want to be in the way of it.
Although if I was the board, I'm not sure I'd be hitting you guys, to be honest.
David Luiz has walked away. So Pepe or Ceballos, and the way that Ceballos was rotating the ball around to find the sweet spot suggests it will be his call and his kick. Up he steps. It's good. It was very good, but not perfect.
A bit central. The angle wrong from where I'm sat. Decent effort. Just didn't quite get the bend to go the other way. Too central.
Trouble for Caballero. He knew where it was going.
Yeah.
It's got the late winner for Arsenal at Sheffield United in their quarter-final. A significant win then. It was the sort of game that you might have thought would have got away from Arsenal. They dug back immediately. Brilliantly they played against Manchester City in the semi-final. Game plan executed perfectly. But they have work to do here. It's Chelsea who are in front.
They've been much more resilient under Arteta, Guy. They've looked like a team that's coached. They look every time they play like they've got a plan, and they can stay in games. They dig in. You know, there's a different mentality there. That's obvious to see.
Score fewer goals, but concede far fewer goals under Mikel Arteta. There's a little bit of George Graham 1-0 to the Arsenal about them.
Well, he had to go that way because of how easy they were to play against before. You build from the back, and they certainly look, as I said, more resilient and better defensively since he's taken over, and he's got plenty of time to develop the team going the other way.
Plenty of time in this game, despite it being 0-1 against the Arsenal. David Luiz, Emi Martinez, the revelation he's been since Bernd Leno's injury.
Been brilliant. Great credit to him for being so ready. Great attitude. Made some terrific saves.
The Argentinian again. Two Argentinians playing in the goal in FA Cup final. It's Bellerin. Pepe.
Pepe. Careful.
Didn't lose his legs.
It was Rudiger pressing him in the box. One of Chelsea's centre-half shows their intention to press high. This is the problem.
Oh, here comes Arsenal. Come on.
Niles is on the run again.
Knackers in the box.
Plenty of exciting forward runs from him in the game so far, but he's just taken his eyes off the ball and lost control there.
He's unlucky. He keeps getting in there, doesn't he? He keeps getting in there. Chelsea pressing high, playing that high line, and with his pace, he's a threat. That's 3 times.
I I got the feeling from you, Dave, there was a bit of surprise from some that Bukayo Saka didn't start in that position for Arsenal, but I get the feeling you thought it was Maitland-Niles anyway.
I thought because of his performance in the semi-final, he did very, very well against Mahrez, and I think deserved his place after that performance. And he's showing his worth already in the opening part of the game. He's causing Chelsea problems down that left-hand side. It's a really good start to the game.
Chelsea just seemed to have come off the gas a little bit. Arsenal able to get involved in an attacking sense, although that didn't last long. Nor did that for Chelsea. It's control from Azpilicueta. Caballero to Rudiger. Alonso. Giroud. It's Mount. Alonso. Jorginho. Look around the corner to see where Lacazette was. Not close enough to trouble him. Kovacic. Holding's header. Collected by Ceballos. David Luiz. Xhaka was calling for David Luiz to play it over the top, and that's what he did. It's just curled away from Aubameyang, and Reece James can see it out.
Well, there's certainly positive signs for Arsenal. Chelsea, with their good intention to play high and press, are leaving spaces behind. With Arsenal's pace, that can be a problem, but it's good for us watching.
Boots the ball for Lacazette. Jorginho has it, finds Zuma. Plenty of time here for Arsenal to sort themselves out with Kieran Tierney. Scorer against Watford last Sunday. His first goal for the Gunners. Luiz has got a couple this season since signing from Chelsea. Anthony Taylor brings proceedings to a halt because we're approaching midway through the first half. He's decided this is the ideal opportunity to have the first half drinks break, so it's a good chance for us as well to get the views of the boys in the, well, not quite studio, outside space.
Yes, Guy, well, a thoroughly entertaining first 21 minutes or so, Alan, and Chelsea a constant threat.
Been impressed with Chelsea, particularly the front three, Giroud, Mount and Pulisic. It's a constant, that Pulisic and Mount, every time that ball goes up to Giroud, it's noticeable that they're getting close to him, they're picking up balls, and at the minute that Arsenal defence can't handle that.
And Ian, we've heard a lot of shouting on the field and a lot of shouting from you. Is that going around this stadium?
No, you know what? I think they're slowly getting back into it, but Chelsea have come out pretty fast, and I think it's vitally important that Arsenal stay tight. They've got to start stretching them a little bit, get them. We've got to start turning them around, and Maitland-Niles, unfortunately, he's done it a couple of times where the left foot isn't as strong, but hopefully we can get the ball in there third and get some set pieces in there that we can take advantage of, crying out loud.
Probably shouldn't say this, but it's hard not to envisage more goals, Ashley.
Yeah, I'm loving the way Chelsea have started the game on the front foot. The pressing, as Alan said, we're front three very, very well. I think they've got the game plan to try isolate David Luiz, and then you get the runners from Mount and Pulisic coming inside. It worked for the first goal, and hopefully we can see more of it.
No, well, hopefully we won't see more of it.
Back to you, Guy, while these argue.
Get on with it. You referee. We'll restart with an Arsenal throw. Azpilicueta to stretch. Lacazette collects. To stretch, try and keep the game moving as quickly as he wants it to. Get across to Pepe. Lacazette closed by Kurt Zuma.
It was good defending from Zuma. Saw what Lacazette was thinking.
He's had a really good season as Zuma.
Yeah, he's put a lot of faith in it when you think they've got Christensen and Tamori. He's picked Zuma many times ahead of those lads.
It's Holding. He would have had more game time for Arsenal, but for another injury-hit campaign. Essentially only in today because Shkodran Mustafi picked up an injury in the semi-final, having himself worked his way back into favour since Mikel Arteta took charge. It's happened to a few. Granit Xhaka being the biggest case in point. He's really turned his Arsenal career back around.
Yeah, since the restart, he's been terrific, guy. He's played his position. They've got a nice partnership going, Ceballos and Xhaka. They play close together. They don't leave each other isolated.
Good play. Flag is up for offside as Aubameyang tried to...
Oh, that's a good goal!
Pepe with a super finish, but the flag had been up for an awfully long time. And Anthony Taylor
it's offside, man.
Indicating that he saw that.
It's the right decision. Just. Great finish though, wasn't it? Good move from Arsenal. Bang.
What's interesting there is none of the Chelsea defenders stopped there. It was the right call. Pepe has a smile on his face. He would have been smiling all night if that had been allowed to
yes.
stay.
It was a super finish. Good move, actually.
Hold. Martinez to Tierney. Aubameyang is in. So
Come on, penalty!
And he has lent on Aubameyang. And Anthony
Yes!
saw that happening like the rest of us did. He's got the yellow card out.
Should be a fucking
And
red.
it is a booking for the Chelsea captain, who was in trouble as soon as he misjudged the flight of the ball. Aubameyang in behind.
It's that high line again, isn't it? It's that high line. Aubameyang's pace, Azpilicueta can't get there, he's scrambling. Brings him down. The only reason he doesn't get so off is he thinks Rudiger's coming across to cover. So it's a yellow. Looking at whether it's inside or outside the box.
Look at Mikel Arteta's reaction down on the touchline. No card.
Is it outside?
Straight away from Anthony Taylor. He's still pushing out on his shoulder at that point.
I agree. I think it's a penalty.
In the box. Wait.
Anthony Taylor will get
That's in the box.
the verdict.
Wait.
Stuart Heckwell, who is the video assistant referee today, and he's going to make absolutely sure he'll have a good long look at this.
Too long, in my opinion. I don't know how many times you can see it. We're seeing it here.
And Anthony Taylor has got the thumbs up that the decision is as
Correct.
was. It is a penalty to Arsenal and a chance for them to make it 1-1. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang already has the ball in his hand.
Thing is, Guy, if you're going to play a high line, you're going to get, with Arsenal's pace, you're going to get problems behind. It's fourth or fifth time they've got in.
Caballero, generally pretty adept at saving penalties. He was the hero for Manchester City in a shootout here in 2016 in the League Cup against Liverpool. He's actually saved 5 of the last 8 in-game penalties that he's faced. Aubameyang is normally pretty dead-eye himself, though. This is a good contest.
Alba.
The final itself and this kick. Aubameyang to level it.
Yes!
He gave Caballero absolutely no chance. Rifling home to make it Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1.
Great penalty. Supremely confident. Just what you expect from Aubameyang. It's a fascinating game. Both sides making chances, finding weaknesses in the opposition. that space between Reece James and Azpilicueta has been utilised a lot by Arsenal.
Elite level nerves in a cup final. Even if Caballero had gone the right way, he wasn't keeping that out.
That was a really good pen.
His 28th goal of the season. He scored every time he's played in the FA Cup. This is just his third appearance in the competition. That's 4 goals to his name. Now, play will stop because of a challenge on Giroud that Stuart Atwell has just informed Anthony Taylor he wants to have a look at. And if he's having a look at it, it means he thinks it's a potential red card. I'm not sure about
you
that.
fucking bastard.
Doesn't look too much in it.
Fuck off, Luis. Go fuck off back to Brazil, you bastard.
Maybe Luis knows what he's doing.
Frick. Fuck off,
leaving Giroud out of the way, but Stuart Atwell didn't need long to look at it.
Fucking asshole. Can't stand Luis. Ain't worth fucking... I don't know how we bought him. Is it 27 million? We got fucking ripped off him.
Painful one for Giroud, though.
Well, we heard him up here, didn't we?
Fucking bastard, that Luis, man.
Elbow.
He ain't got good. I don't know. That's the point of Arsenal. They're getting players on the fucking cheap.
Chalk off temporarily, but he will be back on in a moment or two, and play will restart because there's a foul seen by the referee with a drop ball, uncontested as they always are these days. 28 possession, so they get the ball back. They get their lead back. I think 1-1, all square is absolutely a fair assessment of where we are.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
15 minutes to go.
Recovered well, didn't they, from that little spell where Chelsea were on top Arsenal?
Of time.
Of course, they had the Aubameyang chance as well early on, but Chelsea got to get back on that front foot.
He's again tested. Azpilicueta with one of those ones that are difficult to defend when Aubameyang's running at you.
Reece James is playing really high and far away from Azpilicueta. Might need to make that gap a bit smaller.
This is Pulisic. Maybe to step away from another challenge, but well spotted there. It was Ceballos who was pulled back.
Good spot.
Sometimes a difficult one to see. Yeah, it wasn't the man on the ball. It was Alonso just...
well, funnily enough, Pulisic was turning around, having a go at the ref, thinking he'd give in against him, but here we go again, trying to get behind.
Good American football play, that. Such a good pass from Rudiger, under the feet of Marcos Alonso. Another stoppage for an injury. We're going down at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's
done. This is Azpilicueta now, who's holding his left hamstring area.
Yeah, he is.
Chelsea's captain is in trouble here.
Well, he's done some sprints back, hasn't he?
Lampard is already just assessing his substitutes. He has to look for them at Wembley because they're dotted around the seats. They're well spread out. Some are warming up already. And I think he's going to have to make a call in a moment. Andreas Christensen would be most likely as a straight swap defensively.
Yeah, there's Tomori there as well, but on the right side, probably Christensen, yeah. Unlikely he's going to be recovering from his hamstring. Look, the keeper's signalling substitution needed.
Andreas is the call down the touchline from Frank. It's time to turn injuries like that around as well, with the new season looming. Premier League campaign just 6 weeks away.
Yeah, no, it's disappointing for him.
Especially as this was his most meaningful involvement of the day.
Yeah, he's desperately trying to recover his mistake. He's too tight, he got spun. Look at that, perfect penalty. Cool as you like. Imperative Arsenal keep him.
I was just going to ask you about that, Danny. What is your gut feeling? You've seen these stories so many times over the years.
It's a difficult one. I mean, he is loved there, and he's the main man. Seems to get on well with Arteta. I think his attitude and his performance level has been phenomenal since they've come back. So I don't think there's a problem there. I mean, it's whether his desire to play Champions League football is huge. I don't know him, so we'll have to wait and see. But for Arsenal, the problem being is if he left, trying to get someone of his quality to come to them. That's the difficult thing. You can't see it happening.
It looks like a pretty nasty hamstring injury for Cesar Azpilicueta. So he's going to go off, and Andreas Christensen will get unexpected first half game time in the FA Cup final. He's been left out of the Chelsea setup ever since they lost 3-0 at Sheffield United, which only seems like yesterday. It's a few weeks ago now, but he got a bit of a going over in that game from Ollie McBurney, amongst others.
He's actually gone into the middle of the back three, Guy. Zuma's gone to the right, Rudiger to the left. Sensible change that from Frank.
Zuma immediately heading one away.
And the pace.
Jorginho captain now for Chelsea. It's Tierney. It's that ball again. Caballero's coming to get that one.
It's a good play from Tierney. That's the ball. That's the one. The harder to run behind Zuma, though.
Wants to stay and watch the game, this Chelsea's injured skipper, but he's going to have to go off and get some treatment on that.
That's all you can do is stick some ice in. I'd want to watch the game as well.
I wanted to watch this. It is a very watchable game as Marcos Alonso gets the better of Ceballos. There's something developing here for Mount. And keeps it. Tries to tee up Alonso. It was Jorginho behind him. And they were actually in one another's way.
It was Mount again. Making these runs in behind. Takes his time. It's a little bit fortunate there, but it's a good pull back to Jorginho. Alonso just got in his way, didn't he? Mustn't have heard him, mustn't have shouted. Goal finish.
Jorginho's only non-penalty goal this season came against Arsenal in January. A tap in from a yard or so. Also scored against them at the end of December from the spot. Been good games between these teams all season in the Premier League. 2-2 at Stamford Bridge that followed a 2-1 Chelsea win at Arsenal. They came from behind to win it late. As they're proving here, pretty evenly matched, despite there being 4 places and 10 points between them in the end of season tally.
So they're making the Chelsea lads work, Arsenal. They're trying to play out and keep doing it. Not Chelsea keep trying to press.
Kept in by James, but only to lose possession.
Here comes Tierney,
now chugging along.
Pepe's in the box.
Get it over to Pepe. He's done that. Look at the run of Bellerin. Pepe has tricked his way past Alonso and got it back.
Oh, he should have got like I said, in the box, man.
Chelsea
like I said, was in the box.
So, really good run from Kovacic. Determined effort from him.
Brilliant play.
Pulisic now.
Another promising position for Arsenal.
Accident clicked audio. No, mute instead. Almost moved my mic.
Christensen. Zuma. Gives himself every available second.
They've stopped using Giroud. He hasn't had many balls up to him. They've been passing and passing and passing. Early part of the game, they were hitting him a bit more often, getting those 2 wide lads inside off the wings into him to get the pickups.
Chase his own flip on there, and he immediately gestured to Mason Mount. Come on, I need you running off me. Pepe was expecting Bellerin to have continued.
He's got to keep it there, he's got to do better. Tricks and tricks in your own third, the farm defensive third. Teta won't want that.
Jorginho, Kovacic. Christensen. It's James infield.
Missed him. 1-2 was on. He'd lost him. They made a Niles. Mount was in.
Rudiger. With Caballero is the most accurate pass back for Christensen. Nor the best clearance from the goalkeeper. Aubameyang. Pepe wants it. He's going to get it by Rudiger.
Oh, Pepe, come on.
Bellerin. Pepe. Looking for Aubameyang with that. He's looking
Oh, that guy's not tall enough, man. He is not tall enough to get that ball.
Wasn't called for.
Good spell for Arsenal, this.
It's Alba. It's Tierney.
Holding.
Holden.
Luis finds it to Bellerin.
Absolutely, won't have some time because
Really
after
good
the pressure
retrieving tackle there from
subbed off
Granit Xhaka.
due to injury.
Pulisic was away.
Bellerin.
Anissa Bias. Lengthy spell of red and white possession of the ball.
Well, it's hard to press with the intensity Chelsea did. Over and over, you need a breather sometimes. You've got to sit back in your shape and get your legs back.
Tierney. Maitland Niles coming in.
Oh,
In the box, but
Pepe, come on.
Pepe just out of it. Bellerin. See, just about hanging on at the moment. Pepe. Vieira's coming.
Oh!
Missed it. Maybe just a little fingertip on it. Edge of his glove.
Well, Tierney keeps playing these lovely balls in behind. This is where they got the attack from. And when it comes back in from Pepe here, we see Caballero just get a little touch there. Corner for Arsenal. It's a good spell, playing with confidence since the goal. Ceballos running things in the middle, getting on the ball a lot.
Niles available for the corner, swung in from a different angle. David Luiz challenging in the middle. Marcus Alonso's made a mess of that.
Oh, Pepe.
Work through to Pepe,
Oh.
blocked by Christensen. Relentlessness from Arsenal. Bellerin. That's going to be a corner again.
Alonso there, a bit sloppy with the clearance. Well, Christensen getting a block in from Pepe, help his mate out.
One in which Arsenal have gone short. There's Pepe. Another corner for Arsenal. Danny mentioned earlier their frailty at defending corners. They've conceded from a higher percentage of corners than any other Premier League team this season. Whether they come into the box or Arsenal find an option, as they've done again with Maitland Niles, they've just got a problem. It's the same routine. Knocked down towards Pepe. It's a little away from him. This is Holding. That's well away from anybody in red. Kovacic.
Good at that, Kovacic. Gets out of trouble really, really well. You need a breather, Chelsea. They've got to get some passes in.
Rudiger doing that now. Kovacic. Wasn't the best of pass, but Zuma has recovered. James. Zuma told by Jorginho to go into reverse, so he does. It's a bit of criticism sometimes, Jorginho, but he's a good general.
And Alba to Bellerin. Hard.
Worked his socks off to keep it in, but it's to no Arsenal benefit.
Very lazy, man. Very
Yeah,
lazy.
I think they'll be wanting the break. Chelsea more than Arsenal at the moment. Regroup, have a chat about how things are playing out. Get some fluids on board, get some energy back. Good play, Tierney.
So again, nicely set the ball. This is Pepe trying to weave it through, and he's gone down just outside in the referee's view.
Oh, no penalty.
Yeah, it's Christensen. There's a little poke at the ball just outside the box.
Pepe is just shielding the ball nicely under his legs. He's forcing a lunge for it. Christensen didn't time it.
Didn't need to stab, didn't need to stick his leg in there. Dangerous position just before half time. Lacazette fancies it.
See, David Luiz might be the decoy option again.
See, I always think when somebody's had a signer, when Ceballos I'm talking about, he's had his first one and he's felt it and he's had a practice. I'd always want to be taking the second one.
He is categorically not going to be involved in this one, though. Looks as though it'll be Lacazette.
Pepe.
Pepe there too. Just over 18 yards from Caballero's goal. It is Lacazette.
Oh!
It's straight wide. Hit with venom, but not enough delicacy with the curl.
Tried to go keeper's side. Keeper didn't move, to be fair to him. He didn't hit the target. He'll be pleased, Mikel Arteta, with the reaction from his team. Been a real threat as the half's worn on.
5 over the minutes.
He's holding it. Chelsea just can't make the ball stick with them right now. Xhaka to Maitland-Niles and returned. It's 15-20. Chelsea possibly just shading things. They had the lead. They were playing with confidence and energy. And ever since then, it is Arsenal who've been doing that. Confidence particularly is flowing through them. 5 additional minutes. Drinks break plus Azpilicueta injury, a large factor in that. With Emi Martinez. James has a look to see where Aubameyang is. Zuma was told that he had time. Caballero doesn't have that. Marcus Alonso. Bellerin's header, misdirected straight to Marcus Alonso. Pulisic. Kovacic. And Rudiger. James.
Yeah, let's go Gunners. We should be 2-1 up, man.
Giroud.
Like I said, missed that.
They've got time. They've got time to screen.
Chelsea, they're just like parking the bus.
They've got to play some decent balls up to his chest.
They scored their first goal, and afterwards they're just like park the bus.
Lampard, the manager, with more on his mind than the two at the moment. Since he's learnt a million things in his first season in charge of a Premier League outfit.
He's going to be a good manager. Don't get me wrong about Lampard. He did well with Derby. I know they didn't really. He nearly gone promoted. He might not. He might not. At least maybe very close to getting the Premier League.
On this Arsenal team.
Well, they certainly tried to play.
Chelsea, I think he will do well. Look at the players they got next season. Werner, Ziyech. Trying to get Havertz from Leverkusen.
Both sides have got lots of quality on the bench they can use as well in the second half.
Go. Kovacic, always available. Zuma to James. Up to Giroud, who climbs in front of David Luiz. Just a little nudge from Mount on Tierney. Close, wasn't it?
been good, Tierney.
Saunders out and out left back, but it's in that role on the left of a back three in which he's really caught the eye over the last few weeks.
Yeah, he looks comfortable playing it, to be fair to him. Wants the ball, good on the ball. Passer of the ball, that's for sure. Lose a bit of his energy and his ability to get forward playing in that role, but Maitland-Niles, they've got plenty of that anyway.
Ceballos was caught there, and the yellow card is coming out for that challenge. Mason Mount is booked. Well, he said for the last one, I never touched him. Don't think he could use that defence this time. Although, actually, it's Ceballos who comes into him.
It's not a yellow, he's made a mistake. Poor decision from the referee. He's not made many in the first half, so could be a loud one, but it's not very fair on Mount. He's got to play the rest of the game with a yellow now. Ceballos saw him coming there, stitched him up.
That'll be a good free kick.
It'll be harsh on Mason Mount. Could get worse for Chelsea defending another free kick with half-time looming.
Not with a ball like that.
Not done yet, Arsenal, though. No. They are in shot smothered, holding. This is Xhaka. David Luiz, right winger. Why not? Bellerin. Holding. Arsenal in control as the first half comes towards a close. The score is level. And it's the Gunners who are looking at the brighter team and possibly could have done with that first half going on.
Well, man. What good first half, man. And then we've got another 15 minutes, so we'll kick off about 6:30. Was it 8? No, not 6. Yeah, 6:36. The start of the second half. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the second half to kick off. Man, wait for the second half to start. Yeah, you got the post first half analysis. Oh boy. I just watched a little bit for Torres till the second half starts.
Well,
do you have any aspirin?
oh, hi, you're Andre's grandmother?
I don't know you! Excuse me. You're Trina's parents?
Yes.
Why?
Please come with me.
That was a good show back in the day for Torres.
There she is.
Trina!
Wait, what are you talking about?
No, she found some website that shows you how to make this special Chinese herb gargle that's supposed to help you sing better.
Well, she must have had an allergic reaction to it.
Oh, my dog will too. Will she be okay?
Well, her tongue is obviously engorged and oh, it's throbbing erratically. Anyway, she'll be able to perform today?
Of course not. I can't. Stop talking. Your tongue could burst. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Well, next year.
I'm going to take her over there and massage her tongue.
I guess my grandma came here for nothing. Wait, does anyone else know Trina's part? Her sister does.
Me, sister? No. I just helped them rehearse. I'm not even a student here. I couldn't go.
You know this whole thing inside and out. The song, the choreography, you can do this. Come on. She said she'll do it. Whoa, she can't go on stage wearing that.
Excuse me?
Go get her something cool to wear.
Hey, I am not going.
Bring her.
Okay? No.
Where you going?
Okay.
Oh, I like this.
Where you going?
Okay.
I was watching a little bit of Victorious until the second half starts. They'll really start very soon. Got about another 3 to 4 minutes. Oh, the match that's nearly started.
A month to go, that's all until next season's FA Cup kicks off with the extra preliminary round. The start of the process of moving from 736 football clubs to 2. Let's pray that spectators will finally begin to watch it all happen at the safest, earliest possible stage.
Bullshit.
It's Arsenal with the first kick off the second half, and David Luiz with the second. Another one that's up towards Aubameyang.
Because of COVID-19.
Defended by Kurt Zuma. No further changes made by Mikel Arteta or Frank Lampard, Danny, for you to ponder about.
No, it doesn't look like. I think tactically they both come out and set up the same way. I'm sure there was some harsh words from Frank and Jody at half time. The level of the performance in the latter stages of the first half dipped quite dramatically.
Caballero, Rudiger, Giroud, Pulisic. Beautiful bit of control and a burst of acceleration, and he might well be in. He might well go all the way. Did Martinez get close to that? Pulisic is down hard.
I think he's on his hamstring.
Anthony Taylor has immediately brought play to a halt for that. And no Arsenal player involved. It's as he took the shot, he immediately went to his right thigh.
But it's great play. He's got past holding. Just there as he tries to shoot inside the far corner, you can see him crumble. Good skill from him, wasn't it? Xhaka can't get there.
It went before he shot. The howl of anguish came before he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, good spot.
Second to go to a hamstring injury for Chelsea today, and influential figures, the captain first, and now the player who scored the first goal of this final.
It's a big shame for the lad, isn't it? So much talent, got his goal. He's got a choice now between Hudson-Odoi and Pedro, you'd think.
No Willian. He knows what the damage was there, though, to his teammate. I wonder if he's played his last game for Chelsea now.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, out of contract. There had been talk in the last few days that things might be moving, but also talk of possible move elsewhere. And I know Arsenal are amongst those quite strongly linked with him.
Yeah, that was. I heard that this morning from a reasonably reliable source, but we'll have to wait and see. Nobody likes to see that.
But it's a doff of the American baseball cap to Christian Pulisic for his performance.
Starting the game tremendously well. Going to be a huge player for Chelsea in the forthcoming seasons. With a pain on his face. Pedro it is.
This will, I'm pretty certain, be his last appearance for Chelsea. We thought that he'd played his last against Wolves, but named on the bench today. He's joining Roma on a 2-year deal. And a very good player for Chelsea, and he's got most of a half to be a very good player for them again.
Well, this man's won everything there is to win in football. Been there, done it. Seem to remember him scoring a great goal for Barcelona against Manchester United in the Champions League final.
2011, the opening goal of that game. And off goes the stricken American to be replaced by the experienced Spaniard. An FA Cup winner with Chelsea 2 years ago, a winner of 3 Copa del Reys with Barcelona, plus everything else. Pulisic will be back shining for Chelsea next season. Let's hope sooner rather than later. There he is, straight away. Pedro. Have to watch his hamstrings going like that, fresh on the bench. Just couldn't control the cross, but a flying start.
Great burst, wasn't it? Nice and fresh. I think it was Rob Holding chasing him. Did well to get back in the end.
There's a deflection on that. That's why Chelsea have a corner. He was formed with Christensen at the back of it. Martinez. A good catch, an easy catch.
Not one of Mount's best. You know, as good as set plays, he'll be disappointed with that one.
This man was talking pretty much about keeping on his lucky beard, which has been good for him recently. But it's a wonder spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Only 21, it'll grow. With Martinez and David Luiz. Niles to Denis Ceballos. Put one over the top for Pepe.
Good ball, wasn't it?
Rudiger with a no-nonsense clearance.
It makes such a difference when you've got a midfield player who looks up and looks forward first, or looking sideways and back. Got the capability to open up a defence with his technical skill.
Tierney with the throw. Arsenal's graphics on the new shirts take us back to the kit that they had under George Graham, Anders Limpar and all. And Giroud. Luiz had a bit of a bite at him. And Ceballos looked for Lacazette, who sensibly let it run to Pepe.
That's Pepe, come on.
Tierney.
Pepe.
Pepe. Nobody close to Caballero. Certainly Chelsea will be in the market for a goalkeeper over the next few weeks.
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Arrizabalaga left out again. He'll be 39 next month for Willy Caballero. He's certainly not the long-term option. Rudiger. Jorginho. James. Giroud. And Zuma. Right in front of him. Tierney close to him. Good play. Here's James. Looking for Giroud. Header from Holding, and it's a good defensive header.
Was the right idea.
I'll be right down.
Here's Xhaka. Lacazette. Maybe just caught on his heels a bit for that pass.
Yeah, it was.
Mount. Junior. This is Kovacic. See what he was trying.
Yeah, they're both playing through each other too easily. Like the manager would like that through the midfield, getting through too easily onto the back five, the back three.
Lacazette managed to keep it under pressure. In the semi-final against Manchester City, his hold-up play was a big feature of the match.
Oh, nice go.
Pepe goes down too cheaply in the referee's view.
Yeah, I think that was right.
It's a battle between Lacazette and Zuma. It's Caballero who comes to his defender's aid. Not quite as smooth from either side since the restart.
No, there's been a lot of stoppages, hasn't there? We've had the injuries. It's hard to get momentum and fluidity when you've got stoppages a lot. And it's warm down there as well, Guy.
Traditionally, final day is greeted by warm weather, even towards the middle to end of May, 1st of August. We've gone up another 5. You keep telling me, Danny, it's warmer in the south.
Well, it is. I can tell you from experience. Can't you see the tan?
Yeah.
Another close look for that. Good play. Here's Tierney. Aubameyang. Xhaka. Ceballos. David Luiz. Looking for Aubameyang, but that long ball doesn't work every time.
No. He's capable though, Luiz. At least he's looking for it, which is what Aubameyang wants when he's making those runs.
Jorginho. Xhaka is getting to grips with it. Euro clear.
A little surprised that we haven't seen Kante yet. I think we were a good play from Giroud.
He was too strong against David Luiz there and failed to follow a free kick for Chelsea.
It's been a good battle that. I think Luiz has done well. You know, apart from the start of the game when Giroud had a hand in the goal, he's managed him quite well.
Third time that the final has seen a player having played for both clubs in a specific FA Cup final fixture, and we go with two at once. Christensen. James. Interesting FA Cup final fortunes for Giroud and David Luiz. Giroud 4 times a winner. David Luiz has been a runner-up with Chelsea and missed the 2 successes when he was in a blue shirt due to injury.
Good ball from the keeper up to Giroud. That was what I was talking about earlier. The quality into Giroud really helps them.
It's an interesting World Cup fortunes for them as well. Indeed, maybe a Giroud a winner. David Luiz probably remember for one game. Germany's 7.
Oh!
Not able to control the header. There's Jorginho. Good ball. It's a good run as well. Just couldn't get the touch on it, Mason Mount. That's one of those where he's looking at the ball, he's looking at the goalkeeper. He's got a lot of things to think about.
Yeah, it was a good spot from Jorginho. Mount was in. Couldn't quite get hold of it. A bit better from Chelsea, that.
Yeah, it stayed in. Good work from Pepe. Threading through.
Oh, that comes like a... Come on!
He's over.
Bang, shoot! Oh, shoot! Oh!
He couldn't shuffle it past Christensen. Good defending. And that's a little bit
That's lip reading.
The shot from Granit Xhaka.
One end to the other, wasn't it? Mount nearly gets in, and then less than a minute later, Arsenal having a chance.
Did he have the chance, Lacazette, at any point to find Aubameyang here?
Well, I think Zuma does really well in blocking that
Oh,
off.
he's still finding
He does get it to him eventually, but he has to play behind Zuma, and the delay gave Christensen a chance to get back. And Frank and Jody are talking. I think they're maybe thinking of a tactical change.
Because they made 2 substitutions due to 2 injuries, that counts in their tally up. They only have 1 more opportunity to make a substitution. Use 5 subs, but you can only stop the game 3 times to make them, and they've already done that twice.
So count even with
It doesn't
injury.
matter if it's an injury, no. Jorginho.
So they know that.
I think they would. There'll be somebody with a ball to tell them. Over to Mount. Swung in by James.
It wasn't a bad ball, actually. Alonso didn't expect it.
Half an hour to go, a long way to go in the time. Christensen. Free kick for Chelsea.
Mount's certainly one player who we don't think is going to get tired. His fitness levels and energy levels tremendous.
Kovacic. Zuma. James. It's Alonso. This James with the chance to hit one. Ceballos sensed that coming. Brilliant from Ceballos, sensing danger from his body on the line. This Pepe, he's working ever so hard. Well, I thought he'd worked his way to getting a free kick there, but not so. Collision between Pepe and Marcos Alonso. It's a foul to me. Yeah, it did to me. And it's going to be a free kick. Anthony Taylor took guidance from assistant Gary Bezic on that side of the field. Ceballos. Coolly down by Rudiger. Yeah, they've dealt with the long balls better for Chelsea. Second half, they've expected it, give themselves a bit more room. Dropped off a little bit as the heads go up for the midfielders and the back players of Arsenal. Marcos Alonso. Zuma, closed by Aubameyang. Giroud against David Luiz. Keeps on happening. David Luiz does the simple thing there. Good decision. Kovacic. Jorginho. The pace of the game has slowed from what we saw in the first half. Yeah, it has. Play a little bit quicker, Chelsea. Mount. That's it. Pedro found himself a pocket.
Here comes Pedro.
A step over away from David Luiz, then the turn back. There's Reece James now. Reece James hit it. Flew with little control off the boot, it seemed. Yeah, it was a good opportunity. It started with Kovacic. That little ball around the corner.
Absolutely.
Progressive with his passing. Pedro in the hole. Here, he could just slip it to Alonso. Decides to come back into Arsenal numbers. Comes out to James and a little slash. Disappointed with that. Martinez almost seemed forced to go along there because of the Chelsea presence around the penalty area. There's nothing wrong with that sometimes. You're not sure. Bubbled along quite frenetically for most of the first 45 minutes. This is more like a summer afternoon now. Just waiting for the storm to break. Yeah, the intensity was better in the first half for sure. Holding, didn't want Pedro running away from it. He's intent on leaving Chelsea with a bit of a flourish though, as Pedro really eager since coming on, but then we've seen that come in for years in Barcelona, Spain and Chelsea. Mount. Mount shrugs off the challenges. Giroud had a dig at it. This is Christensen. Pedro, nicely taken down. It's off Bayern, and it will be a throw. It's Mount again, isn't it? He's the one popping up in the areas, dangerous areas. Couldn't bring him down, they couldn't tackle him. Couldn't quite get a shot away, but keeps getting in there. This Chelsea here working, keeping Arsenal back. Yeah. Christensen. Mount on the move. Not close enough to Giroud. Maitland-Niles just realises in time that James was near, and Chelsea will be buoyed by this. Pedro should have been in there. Good play from Mount again. And Zuma. Bounced away from David Luiz, who reacts before Pedro can get there and truly trouble him. Slowly but surely getting back on top, Chelsea. Dominating possession at the moment. Jorginho. Marcos Alonso down the left-hand side. Kovacic. Giroud put his arm in the air and a little dart. Now it will be a Chelsea corner. And Arsenal haven't been able to get the ball up towards halfway for quite a while now.
The timing of his runs, Mount, is exceptional. Keeps making them time and time again, knowing when to go. Great to play with if you're a midfielder, someone making that many runs, and the right runs as well.
Who goes where? Into the thick of it. He was stopped here, although as soon as the whistle went, Kieran Tierney got back to his feet.
Well, he blew that. I think he blew the red there without seeing it, which he shouldn't be doing.
I think it was a foul, though. Just a little friendly greeting for Kurt Zouma on Kieran Tierney. Bit of a mismatch.
A bit of afters.
Billy Gilmore is a spectator with crutches. The young man who made such a mark on the FA Cup with his performance at Stamford Bridge against Liverpool. It was in the 5th round, 2-0 Chelsea win. He was absolutely fantastic that night. He was. The young man had a knee operation last month. That's why he's only watching. Big future. His new signings. They've already been busier than anybody else in the transfer market. Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech. I believe I've certainly seen Werner. They've been training with the club over the last couple of weeks, so already integrating themselves.
Yeah, they've certainly shown their intention, haven't they? I expect a couple more as well.
What can Arsenal do here?
Oh.
It's Bellerin who bursts past the first point of concern for him. Then there's a bit of a collision, but Arsenal...
Come on, Alba! Oh. Shoot! Shoot! Yes!
He is an outstanding scorer of goals. It is just what Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang does, and he's got another 2 today. And Arsenal have come from a goal behind to lead in the 2020 FA Cup.
Come on, you got us!
Wow. What a finish, what a player. Breakaway here. It's a good run from Bellerin, isn't it? Christensen goes across. They think they've got it away. Pepe picks him out. He's onside. Nice and calm here. Pretends to go on his right. Look at that for a dink from his left. He's a world-class footballer, and I think we've seen in the semi-final today how important it is for Arsenal to keep this man. Zouma blocks his right because that's the one he wants to finish on. The right thing to do. Doesn't panic. Chops it onto his left. And watch this. That's a man playing with supreme confidence. Beautiful, beautiful finish.
Player who so often makes the difference for Arsenal in terms of points and prizes has put them in the box seat here. 2 for Aubameyang, 2 for the Gunners. As the players retire for refreshment, let's get the views of Gary and his guests on the platform.
Oh, we have to go to Ian first. Have you got? He's just about calmed down at an exuberant display, as you can imagine.
That's magnificent. Magnificent from Hector Bellerin. And obviously, if you want someone to get a chance like that when he's got time, it is him. I thought it was a finish of just pure quality, world-class finish.
Yeah, he's the second oldest ever goal scorer for Arsenal in an FA Cup final. No, it's not you, Ian.
Oh, God.
After a guy called Bob John against Newcastle. Sorry, Alan. In 1932. Terrific finish.
Oh, just exceptional. The way he gets in there, the way he turns
the
defender, and then the finish is just sublime. If you want the chance to fall to anyone, you want it to fall to that guy. He is red hot.
In the net.
What a finish.
Defensively, though, actually, they won't be happy with that, will they?
No, I don't think so. I think whenever we speak about Chelsea, we always mention, their decision making. And I felt there was 2 players recovering. Rudiger's gone in a little bit lapsadaisy. He's made the opportunity for him. He's put it through his legs, and yet it's an unbelievable finish. But I think Chelsea defence is not up to it at the minute.
Okay, back to you, Guy.
Thank you, Gary. Andreas Christensen back to his feet. Chelsea have to get themselves off the ropes here. 2-1 down from being a goal up. A little bit of a strange bit of decision making from Martinez, but it didn't cost him because David Luiz again did his job on Olivier Giroud. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in scoring 2 in a Wembley FA Cup final for Arsenal. Only the second player to do that for them since Reg Lewis in the 1950 FA Cup final. Arsenal 2, Liverpool 0. I mentioned that because I should give a mention to Ken Fryer, who's in the Royal Box today. Started work at Arsenal on this day, 1st of August 1950. He was at that final as a fan, and he filled every position at Arsenal, from runner on a match day to MD, secretary. He's been at every final that they've played in since. There's somebody who hopes to be playing in the big occasions for Chelsea in future, Timo Werner, who wouldn't mind getting on and trying to rescue this if he could get the chance. So, not eligible yet, no. Lampard is just pondering his options and thinking about using the last card that he can play. Unless, of course, it goes to extra time, you can put an extra sub on there.
I think it is, yeah. Tammy Abraham and Hudson-Odoi will be the 2.
Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1.
I think he might go for a tactical change, go 4 at the back as well.
Giroud keeps it away from David Luiz. Kovacic took a risk. Rudiger helped him out. Here's Pedro. Marcos Alonso. I have a strange feeling we're not done with the story of the day yet. Here's Marcos Alonso. It's gone high from Kovacic. That was one of those. Yeah. Even I could relate to that. Xhaka caught that. Free kick Arsenal. Kovacic rushed in. Oh, I think it could be off. Kovacic.
No, he's given yellow.
He has.
To,
yeah.
I think Ceballos.
If it had been Kovacic, he would have been off.
I think he's given Ceballos for trying to get Kovacic sent off.
Taylor
don't want to see that, do we?
He's making that point now.
Whoa, he's going bold, Rob Holden.
I have to say.
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, he's off? Jesus Christ, man.
He's got this yellow card out twice for Kovacic.
What's up? I don't know who's part, who's part of the FRS revival. I don't know if that's Otaku.
It's not watching that, is that?
Whatever. Just watching the cup final.
I mean, that's
ooh, that is a red card, man. The studs.
I'm sorry, no.
Well, it's history repeating itself. We said it was a day of history. In this instance, not for the first time. Anthony Taylor, the referee. Arsenal-Chelsea Cup final. Arsenal have a 2-1 lead, and Chelsea are down to 10 men. It was Victor Moses 3 years ago. It's Mateo Kovacic today.
Well, they deserve the 2-1 lead, but that's a wrong decision. Terrible decision. They touched boom. Xhaka made the most of it, and Kovacic got a second yellow, but
it didn't seem as though he was going to do that at first.
Well, it wasn't. I was going to say before that Ceballos actually deserves great credit for his performance today. He's been sensational for Arsenal in dragging them and getting them back into the game after the early start, after the bad start.
Strong saves are Azpilicueta. Arsenal a goal up, a man up, and now something else for the referee to sort out as tempers bubble and boil. Xhaka not happy with Rudiger. Rudiger not happy with anything. He's going to be even less happy in a moment. Heads back on Chelsea here.
Yeah. mean, there's always frustration when you have a man sent off that doesn't deserve to be, but...
Hey, what's up, Attacking Man? How you doing?
To keep the heads.
I'm pretty sure that's history too.
Yeah, just watching the FA Cup final.
I'm pretty sure for the first
Arsenal, Chelsea, it's 2-1 Arsenal. We're going to win the FA Cup for the 14th time in the club's history. You know,
you'll be able to take the yellow.
Give Chelsea some credit. But, you know, they just like parked their bus, man. Didn't have any offense after the first goal. It's going to be harder next season for Chelsea because they've got like Werner, Ziyech, Donovan, Havertz.
Might be 3 at once.
It is. Why not? Why not?
It's closed down by Aubameyang. Zuma to James. James did pretty well to get away there. Christensen to Caballero. Caballero beaten twice and he's not done a lot wrong in the Chelsea goal. Here's Tierney.
Survives commanding the ball again.
Terrific. Just said about Chelsea keeping their heads. If Arsenal just hold theirs here, they hold onto the cup. There's Pepe. Here's Aubameyang.
Oh, lucky set, man. You should have got it.
Just know we've got the right side of Christensen.
He comes after a 1-2 there, Aubameyang. Patrick in a cup final would be nice for him.
Boring Arsenal. Boring Arsenal.
I've got that many pieces of paper.
That's what fans chant for years for Arsenal. Yeah, boring. Oh wait, it's cool, man. Okay. Come on, let's do it. 14 times. 14 minutes. 14 times.
Luis. To Emi Martinez.
Revenge, what they did in Baku, man.
Martinez again, very coolly out.
Yeah.
We're in the Europa League for next season.
With all due respect to Bernd Leno, who would have been in goal but for his injury, Martinez just seems like an Arteta-stroke Guardiola goalkeeper. That's in from James. That's not properly away by Holding. Here comes Martinez again, with help from Tierney.
It's going to be interesting now. A lot of attacking players going to be on the pitch for Chelsea.
When you see 3 coming on, you think there's going to be a lot of players on the pitch for Chelsea.
Barkley, Hudson-Odoi,
very focused Tammy Abraham. Olivier Giroud's work is done. It's been a real slog for him today, and I think David Luiz has beaten him.
Yeah. David Luiz has been really, really good. Other than the goal, really, where Giroud had a hand in that, we haven't seen too much of him. He's tried really hard, but Arsenal back 3 and Luiz especially have been resilient.
Giroud and Rudiger off, Barkley, Abraham and Hudson-Odoi on.
Surprised to see Mount off. One of the players getting in.
We're in Europe for next season. If we win,
Chelsea
about another 12 minutes.
Well, needs more.
Plus added time.
2 of them were injuries, weren't they, to be fair?
This is Pedro.
Oh!
Hudson-Odoi can't get close to it. Go out of play or an Arsenal throw-in, and I can get back to you, Danny, because I was thinking about it. Raheem Sterling didn't get a hat-trick last year. He didn't get credited in the end, did he? So it remains Stan Mortensen, way back when. 1953, the Matthews final.
I didn't know that, I just wanted to keep your hand on.
I haven't Googled honest. Other search engines are available, but also not used. Should have made that. Over Aubameyang.
Man of the match, Alba man, Aubameyang. Scored the equaliser, the penalty, and the second goal, that chip goal.
This is Bayern.
By the way, Tuesday will be another live reaction. It'll be the EFL Championship playoff match between Brentford and Fulham. I think it's the richest game in football. Who will get promoted to the Premier League?
Team with
I'll put my money on Brentford now.
Jorginho. Looking for Abraham. That will be Martinez.
Oh! Fucking bastard,
It
man.
was right on the line. It's not outside, but it's not been given that way.
Jesus Christ, man.
It's going to be looked at. This is Ceballos.
Oh, I think he's out.
That'll be a free
I
kick.
think the ball's on the line. His body was out.
Body was out. Maybe that was tight.
This is Tierney. James. Be breaking play. Anthony Taylor has seen that Eddie Nketiah is going to come on for Arsenal. He's going to take the place of Alex Lacazette. As we reflect on why Mateo Kovacic ended this game early. That was the first on Champion.
Yeah, the first one was. I think that. No. First one I understand. The second one's poor decision. It's not a yellow card. That's why he's angry, because he knows it wasn't.
Here is Arsenal's first change. Alex Lacazette is off. His work, I'm sure, appreciated by Mikel Arteta. Similar job that he did against Manchester City, not really in there, despite wearing number 9 through the middle to score goals. That sound.
Yeah, worked really, really hard for the team. I think that's one thing with Arsenal you see under Arteta now. They do work for each other as a team, as a unit. They get back together, they attack together. Yes, there's certain areas they want to add more quality, but there's a group of players out there who are playing for the manager and with a purpose and with a plan.
It's 21-year-old Eddie Nketiah who comes on for Arsenal. Started the season at Leeds United, ends it back at his home club. Could end the season Championship title winner and an FA Cup winner.
Good player, any really good talent.
Oh, from Tierney, that wasn't the intention of Zuma, but it has at least got the ball away. Time is not on Chelsea's side. Start to worry as soon as the clock has an 8 in front. Arteta's heart is beating. Frank Lampard is just hoping for something to happen out of the blue. He can't do a lot more now.
No, he can't. Trust us in the players, relying on them now to pull something out of the hat.
That's Maitland-Niles. Didn't need it to be headed by Jorginho. It looked as though it was just going harmlessly behind.
In some respect, it's a bigger win for Arteta. You know, Frank has got the Champions League to look forward to with Chelsea next season. Deserves great credit for that, as do his players. But Arteta, with not being in Europe,
well, that is another aspect.
Yeah.
The win gets Arsenal into the Europa League,
exactly.
And Wolves fans will be hoping for a Chelsea goal. Chelsea still have unfinished business in Europe this season, although it's almost finished. They go to Bayern Munich next weekend, 3-0 down.
Oh shit!
Risk of Ceballos, he's not attuned to the green bit in the middle.
Just fuzz on his ass.
Artificial grass, and then not a lot to stop you after that. Minutes of the 90 to go. Arsenal with the 1-goal advantage and the extra player on the pitch. Kovacic, the 6th player to be sent off in an FA Cup final, and the 2nd to be dismissed by Anthony Taylor. 2 yellows and in a Chelsea shirt, same as Victor Moses. Same opponents. In from Tierney. It's a great idea from Alonso. This is Pepe. Arsenal getting on top again. That was James. Flag is up for offside. Yeah, Chelsea can get it away properly now. Lampard, 4 times an FA Cup winner with Chelsea as a player. Dad Frank Senior,
lost one final
twice an
as a
FA
player.
Cup winner with West Ham as a player. So it's going to be on the other side of the coin for the Lampard family this afternoon, stroke evening. A tired-looking shot from Ceballos, but it was straight against Zuma.
Struck it well, to be fair.
He didn't really fall over as he did it.
He's been the best player on the pitch, Ceballos. Tremendous performance from him.
And that's been the case since the restart. As you mentioned in the first half, Danny, he has topped all the stats that matter for Arsenal. Apart from goals with Aubameyang.
Yeah, I mean, Aubameyang's put the magical finish there for them to probably win the game. But his work off the ball and his desire to get on the ball in tight situations,
5 minutes to go,
and progressive with his passing as well, he's been really, really good.
David Luiz is down.
Lifelike dedication.
All the years of Arsenal success in the FA Cup. No team has won the world's oldest cup competition more often. 13 times previously. This is a record 21st final.
Well, I remember doing the game with you when we gave them no chance, really, when Chelsea had won the league. And they put in a hell of a performance and thoroughly deserved the win on the day. Today, obviously, it was a bit more of a 50-50 game, but they've certainly lifted their performance and played with a resilience and a quality that we haven't seen a lot over the course of the season. But Arteta's definitely progressed this side. And as I said earlier, there's a willingness and a desire to work hard for him. You can see it.
David Luiz has done that. A horrendous restart. 3-0 defeat at Manchester City when he came on as a sub, gave away a penalty and then got sent off. It's since come out that he wasn't fit. That's why he didn't start that game. But Arteta knew what he was doing, gave him a new contract after that. He's responded in the games that matter. Semi-final again today. And although he seems to be ending his evening now through injury, he has been outstanding. Sokratis is ready for what will be his last minutes in an Arsenal shirt. Almost certainly. He's been told he can leave.
Well, 10 each at the moment on the pitch.
Won't be for long because Arsenal now will be able to make that change. David Luiz will exit, I think. Oh, this is just the old buying for time, I believe. Are they or aren't they? Finally. Sokratis on then. German Cup winner in 2017. One of those Dortmund collective. There's plenty of those in the Premier League now. And it looks as though he's ending his Arsenal stay with an FA Cup winner's medal, unless 10-man Chelsea can do something that doesn't look likely at the moment.
No, it doesn't.
It's Ross Barkley. Now Reece James. Christensen. Jorginho.
Not play forward.
Armstrong tried to do that. Lost the ball, but the follow through means he's going to get a yellow card. Here, quickly back to his feet. It's Barkley. It's just one of those where he's lost it. Can't stop himself from stretching.
But why they're playing 5-yard passes sideways? Go back, go forward up to Tammy and get some runners around him. Get the ball forward. You haven't got time. I don't understand that.
So just at the moment look devoid of any plan as to what to do to get them out of this now.
I mean, overall, Chelsea have had a good season. To get in the Champions League places, nobody thought they'd do that with the transfer ban. They've got to a cup final. Of course, they'll be disappointed.
That's Abraham.
Careful.
Leaving it to Holding.
2 more minutes.
I'm going to say, of course, they'll be disappointed. But overall, when in the cold light of day, when it settles down, the dust settles, they'll be reasonably pleased. I'm sure with the contribution they've made, the players, to this season's success.
It's James. They're not done yet today. Barkley. Pedro. It's going to be Martinez to collect at his leisure. Through the 90th minute, there will be, of course, 4, 5, 6 minutes, I think minimum 5 added on. Caballero to Christensen. Arsenal are doing that thing that no team can ever resist. They're sitting back now. Here's Pedro. Successfully closed off.
Alba. How many minutes? 7.
7 minutes.
Oh boy.
There were Chelsea fans inside Wembley. They'd be greeting that board with applause and cheers.
Yeah.
James. Jorginho. Bellerin came rushing in and Marcus Alonso has spun it. Deflected behind for a corner. Here come Chelsea.
Did well, Alonso.
A bit rash from it to Bellerin. Everybody up. Wally Caballero's just glanced towards the bench, but they've not given him the thumbs up. Martinez watches and catches. I only heard David Seaman, Arsenal great, England legend, praising Emi Martinez for the way that he does that.
Yeah,
just this morning.
It's a big
good claim, wasn't it? Just what you want as a defender and an Arsenal supporter, no doubt. Goalkeeper to come and take charge. He's hurt himself, I think.
Even if he hasn't, it's a clout in the back and a good excuse to have a breather, just sit and take a little bit more time out. Chelsea subs helplessly watch on. They look beaten. The team looks as though it might be beaten as well. Started to go wrong for them when Cesar Azpilicueta gave away the penalty from which Arsenal equalised, and then he went off moments later.
Well, the second half's been, it's not been as end-to-end as the first in many respects, and not as many chances. But you would say Arsenal still have had the better of it, and that finish from Aubameyang is worthy of winning any match. It was sensational.
Arteta's words just before the season came to a halt. As we're turning the corner, but our ship still has to turn a few more times to see what we want to see. Looks pretty ship-shape to me at the moment. Since he was appointed in December, there has been a turnaround. But here come Chelsea again. Yeah. It is Pedro. There's Martinez. As we said before, catching balls is something he seems to enjoy.
It's not a bad thing to enjoy, is it, when you're a goalkeeper?
Talk of him breaking into the Argentina squad. He did get one call-up way back when. He's never had the chance to shine as a number one anywhere. He's been shipped out on loan all over the place for Arsenal. He's been at the club a decade. This might be his time to shine. Ceballos has just run away to Jorginho. Barkley. James. Might only take one last Chelsea opportunity. James is trying to create that. Aubameyang. Onto Nketiah. Pepe is on the right. Nketiah runs into Christensen.
Yeah, he did.
Played the ball one way and ran the other.
It's been a fascinating game, actually. Both players deserve credit. Very competitive.
This is Barkley. Pedro.
Oh, careful.
Get it through to Abraham, but it's closer to Martinez. I don't think it would be unfair to Arsenal. Generally common consensus that the semi-final draw was made, and it was the two from Manchester, Chelsea and Arsenal. Most people said outside chance.
Yes,
by a mile.
Yeah, 100% agree. They've been tremendous in the two games, shown quality on the counter, good resilience, good organisation. Make the Nerve deserves some credit as well. little bit surprised some people were to see him in the semi-final lineup and today. With Saka doing so well. But he's been tremendous.
This is Jorginho. Barkley back to Zuma.
I just stayed on the tunnel and didn't give Aubameyang man of the match. I understand why for a brilliant match winner, but Ceballos has been the best player on the pitch.
There speaks an unbiased person who played in his position. You can see the merits. There's Pedro. There's Marcos Alonso. This is Barkley.
Barkley.
Barkley shot smothered.
Weak shot.
Can't get it to Reece James, who was begging for the ball. Has shuffled it through to Pedro. Pedro goes down, and he thought that was a barge committed by Pepe. The referee didn't. Pepe's lost it. Marcos Alonso. Chelsea are still giving their all to the end.
They are.
Pedro.
Oh, careful.
Too close to Martinez, though. And that's another good bit of goalkeeping.
Come on.
Good play from Pedro.
Nearly there.
Probing.
We nearly got over the line. Let's hold on for the next minute or two.
Seems to get the ball. And this is the one where the keeper comes out nice and quickly. Defending from Socrates.
Always took it his shoulder.
There will be Roman officials watching on with concern. He is their player, I think probably after today, for 2 years.
That'd be bad luck.
Go down in front of Lampard's team. Not long from being down and out in the cup final. Well, that looks a free kick to me.
Here we go.
Only Anthony Taylor's opinion matters.
No, I'm not so sure. It's one of those, sometimes you get, sometimes you don't. He wraps his leg round and gets a touch on the ball.
I'd say he's an ultra-good man, Anthony Taylor. His team have got through to the National League North playoff final. I watched them win at York City last weekend, and in that game, that was never a free kick. Could have been 8-a-side at half-time, that one. I think I've got used to watching different things. Speaking of which, actually, the non-league game, National League final is here tomorrow. Wembley's not done yet. Harrogate Town against Notts County.
Yeah, and the playoff final of the Championship side, Brentford and Fulham.
I think there'll be quite the banners that we've seen here today, although Notts County have shown a few.
He's obviously in trouble, Pedro.
Pedro is in trouble.
Oh, boy, man.
This will not be the way that he wanted to end his Chelsea days. His Chelsea career has been outstanding. Here's a player who's been outstanding for Arsenal ever since signing, and the man of the cup final.
Brilliant penalty. Did we expect anything else? And then this. Show me on my left then, no problem.
He just made that look so easy. And that. 2 goals in the semi-final, 2 goals in the final.
Yeah.
3 appearances and 5 goals in his FA Cup career. It goes with his German Cup that he won in 2017. He scored the winner in that one too from the penalty spot. Olivier Giroud, who only ever wins FA Cup finals, is on the other side of it today against the club that he won 3 with. And for the first time, as somebody who's taken part, David Luiz is going to get a winner's medal.
Oh, that's bad. That is bad for Pedro. The way he ends his Chelsea career.
His shoulder here. It's a bad shoulder injury. In his last minute, practically, as a Chelsea player.
Does feel so sorry for him.
Lampard and Jody Morris, the body language is telling us they know the game is up here. +7 on the ball. We're already +9. There will be a couple of minutes to play yet, or a minute at least. The concern at the moment, the priority, is Pedro and making sure that everything's right before they take him off the pitch.
Yeah, they sometimes pop them back in really quickly, but
don't say that.
Don't. I'm not sure they do that out on the pitch, but I have seen it.
2 hours when I started this live stream.
Arrizabalaga.
Nearly the 100 mark.
First choice almost all season. Had a run of games out of the team.
Well, I'm not sure that decision's made any difference on the result, to be honest. I certainly think they've missed Willian. His ability to keep the ball in tight situations has been brilliant the last couple of months. Not sure whether he's actually injured or not, but they've certainly missed him today. And then, of course, sorry, Guy, then, of course, with the Pulisic injury and Azpilicueta.
Was that the bigger blow when Pulisic went off?
Yeah, so early in the second half, yeah, because he's a game changer. Without Willian and Pulisic, you're relying heavily on Mount, really, which is not ideal. You know, you want attacking threats from all over the pitch. And Pulisic had got his goal. He was playing with confidence. He caused them problems earlier in the game. That was a big blow. That was a big blow for Chelsea.
Loftus-Cheek ruled out through injury today and for much of this season. And there goes Pedro.
I take it they can't bring anyone on?
No. Not unless we're in extra time, which we aren't.
Well, we are.
We're not. We're just deep into injury time. The 100-minute klaxon's gone. Pedro sent off in a Community Shield game against Arsenal 3 years ago.
Hope he gets better,
Chelsea theme whenever they play Arsenal at Wembley. There's a scorer in the Europa League final against them a year ago as their seasons ended in Baku. 4-1 Chelsea win.
Get the fucking ball.
Team against Unai Emery's. Doesn't seem that long ago, but how the cycle of things changes so quickly in our game.
Nah.
Well, it's nice revenge, isn't it, for some of the players who played in that game?
No, it's penalty.
Sure. Chelsea were dominant on the night, deserved their win, but today looks like it's going to be Arsenal's day.
And Ceballos finding Aubameyang. Tete is down injured now.
Ooh, good down.
Finds Xhaka, who's extracting every last bit of energy from his legs. He's barely put a foot wrong today. You've done
really well, him and Ceballos, yeah. I think it's helped him playing with Ceballos because of the quality next to him, and he keeps his position better. Xhaka's problem was always when he was isolated on his own because of his lack of legs, but the two of them together have been brilliant.
Talk about how things change in football. It was October when he stormed out of that game against Crystal Palace at the Emirates. He was gesticulating to the fans. It seemed as though that was it. Your days as a player at Arsenal have gone, but Tete came in, had words, talked him round. His heart was set on a move. And here he is playing probably the best football of his Arsenal career yet. Kieran Tierney is going to lead the action. Sead Kolasinac is going to get, well, I was going to say a few minutes, but a few seconds at least. Game from N'Golo Kante. For the first time in English football, no trophy for him this season. Towards Nketiah, who's been on the floor as much as he's been upright today.
Yes!
But every Arsenal player and all of the coaching team led by Mikel Arteta can jump in the air now because they have won the FA Cup yet again. A goal down so early against Chelsea. They did what they've been doing under Arteta. They showed steel. They dug deep. They came back from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from the penalty spot. And that man then got the winning goal midway through the second half. That might actually play a key factor in whether he stays as an Arsenal player or not going forward. Look at the smiles on all Arsenal faces after that triumph. Arsenal will consider it their cup coming home, as 13 times before, it is Arsenal's FA Cup in 2020. Full time at Wembley. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1.
Yes, Arsenal extend their remarkable number of FA Cup wins to 14. That's 2 more than Manchester United. They've now won 10% of all FA Cups since the 7th this century and 4 in 7 seasons. and they've beaten Chelsea in all 3 of their finals that they've played together. Lots of incredible statistics for Arsenal in this competition. And for Frank Lampard, disappointment and a difficult week ahead, of course, for to raise the spirits for that Champions League clash where they trailed Bayern Munich by 3-0. But for Mikel Arteta, he becomes the only person to win the FA Cup for Arsenal as a captain and a manager. Righty, happy?
Very, very happy. I think it's been magnificent effort from Mikel and the coaching staff, the way he's got this team going from where they were when he took over to end up winning the FA Cup and getting Arsenal back into Europe. You know, it's a magnificent effort. The players have to get credit for it as well, but I'm very proud of Arsenal today. I'm very proud of what they've done, and they deserve that today.
Yeah, you mentioned they're going to Europe. It's their 25th straight season in European football. Wolves, of course, miss out unless they win the Europa League, in which case they'll go into the Champions League. But overall, do you think Arsenal deserved it, Alan?
I do. I think they were the better team. They came back, showed great character after going 1-0 down early in the game, but they were the better team. They defended a lot better. And when you've got a touch of class up front with Aubameyang, then you always have a chance. But I mean, Chelsea never had a shot on target in the second half. You've got to give Arsenal great credit for that. I know when Pulisic went off injured, that would have helped them, but still Arsenal defended very, very well. So they deserved it. I thought we were a better team.
Yeah. I mean, Chelsea came out well at the start of the second half. The Pulisic injury seemed to affect them, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, it affected the team. He was bossing the game at the time, and you know, when you pull your hamstring and he has to go off, I think that intensity left the game a bit from Chelsea's point of view. But no, I think Arsenal did deserve it today. I think Mikel Arteta has done a great job here, and I think they deserve the game today.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games towards the end of the season as well, Chelsea. Possibly that fight for the top 4 place had an impact. Who knows?
No, I don't think so. I think all the credit has to go to that guy there, Mikel Arteta, and his team. He set them up really well. We asked the question before the game: which Arsenal are we going to see? Are we going to see the one that played against Liverpool and against Manchester City in the semi-final, and the team that defends so well? The answer to that was absolutely yes. It was an Arsenal team that showed great character and spirit to come back into the game in the way they did, the way he changed it slightly when he went more direct with the balls over the top. That worked for them. That's how they got the goal. And as I said, with Aubameyang getting the penalty and that second goal, just brilliant.
He's not been in the job very long, Ian, but he certainly made one hell of an impact.
He has made an impact, and I'm delighted for him because the amount of work he's put in there, and he's got everybody on side. Players alike, and we've seen players who won't get on side, they won't play. The other players have reacted, they've reacted well. And what that says to me is that if he can get the kind of backing that he needs, he can bring Arsenal back to where they want to be, and that is challenging again for Premier Leagues and Champions League and things like that. I think it's been unbelievable. I'm so pleased.
Well, they couldn't have anything better happen if they were attempting to keep Aubameyang and make sure he stays. That make him, you know, everyone's happy when it's going well.
Yeah, but when like I said at the start, you know, I feel that he's when he speaks about Aubameyang, he says, yeah, I know he's going to be here. He's confident he's going to be there. And like I've said, we need him there. You see what, again, the value he is to Arsenal, because there wasn't too many more chances created for anyone else. And if you want them to drop to somebody, then it's going to be him. I have to say Chelsea are unfortunate now. They've had some injuries, and I thought that sending off was very, very unfair on them.
Yeah, things went against Chelsea in that game, actually.
Yeah, I think you know, losing Pulisic was key. Obviously, Kovacic getting sent off was key again. You need 11 players on the pitch. But yeah, I was just sad to see him, Pulisic, go off, because he's a lot of good stuff that Chelsea do. So as soon as he went off, they missed him.
Yeah, let's get some reaction from on the field. We can hear from the Arsenal goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez. He's with Dan.
Oh, Emmy, congratulations. We spoke to you before the match. You told us about what it meant to potentially win an FA Cup final with Arsenal after 10 years at the club and first choice in this game today. Talk us through. What was that like from your perspective?
Well, we start losing the game and everything against us.
You can both have a chat together, that's fine. Congratulations, Pierre, as well.
The best. It's him.
Emmy, tell us what it's like for you and for your family watching this game as well.
Wow. I can't really talk about it.
Oh my God!
The best, my bro. Well done,
For those that don't know, let me speak while you compose yourself, because I know you've had 6 loan clubs during your time at Arsenal. It's been a long fight for you to get in this side, a decade in its entirety to get here. You're chosen for the final, and now you and your family can celebrate winning this FA Cup, largely thanks to this man on your left-hand side. If you can put it into words, we'd love you to do it for
I
us.
said to him before the game, you're going to win at the game because you're a captain, and he did it. And regarding my family, I can't talk with
Shit. Big respect for this man. Big respect.
Well, we'll try and let you gather your thoughts, but let's speak to Mr. Aubameyang here.
Thank you.
2 goals in the semi-final, 2 goals in the final. What is it about this competition?
Yeah, I think we enjoy today. We just enjoy it, and we are all happy. As you see, Emmy's crying. That shows that he's really implicated in this game and in this trophy. So we are all happy.
What does it say about what your manager has done? After a difficult season, nobody's happy with the league position, and yet you have secured European football for next season with this win today.
Yes, I think he deserves this win. I think he did a great job, and we are all happy to have him on board, and we just follow him.
We know you've got to go. I've got 2 quick questions for you. Your second goal particular, great finish. Ian Wright was just behind the goal there. He loved it. I'm sure the Arsenal fans loved it watching as well.
Righty.
What was it like from your perspective?
Yeah, it was righty in the 90s. No, I think Zuma know me well. I know I'm right-footed, but so that's why I said, okay, I go on the left. And yes, that's it.
Ian Wright's a big Arsenal fan. There's lots watching at home as well. They all want to know about your future. What can you tell us about you and Arsenal?
Nothing. Just today, trophy. That's
Enjoy the celebration. Thank you.
Well, if that is to be it, Ian, it's a great way to bow out.
Wow, amazing finishes. You know, from the top man, the man that we needed. He's come up with the goods. He's come up with the goods.
A quick word on the goalkeeper as well, Emiliano Martinez. It's a lovely story. He's had to wait so long. He was so emotional, wasn't he?
He is. He's had so many loan spells. He's been at the club 10 years. And to come into the games that he has, he looks like a number 1. So today was his day, and I'm delighted for him, to be honest.
Even when Chelsea were throwing long, hopeful balls into the box, the way he came and commanded them and took those balls away from his defenders to take the pressure on them, he did well.
Yeah, what does this mean for Mikel Arteta?
It means he made the right decision in taking the job. That's what it means. And
and it also probably means they made the right decision appointing him.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's done a very good job in doing what he's doing. There's definite improvement there. We said about them defending has been a weak link. Not today and not in the semi-final. So what a day for him and what a day for Arsenal.
It is, of course, a very different trophy celebration this year, but it will take place on the pitch, not at the 39 steps. But Guy Mowbray will talk us through it.
Yes, thank you, Gary. Winners only today. Runners-up and officials will get their medals distributed behind the scenes due to COVID protocols. Worth bearing in mind, of course, when the season ended, the decision was made after Mikel Arteta was diagnosed with COVID-19. Everything then came to a halt. He worked behind the scenes for Arsenal. He revitalised this team, and he's brought them to this point. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will become the latest Arsenal captain to lift the FA Cup high. It is an illustrious list. And he will say a few words before taking it from his platform. If he can do it, he's got to work it out first. You can't help but go over to the players before he hoists it high. You can't help but like him, can you? The smile on his face, plays the right way. The smile that will be on the face of every single Arsenal supporter tonight. This means so much to them. This trophy arguably means more to Arsenal than any other football club. I think Emi Martinez should have done that job. But now, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang can get to grips with the FA Cup. He's maybe not done this in quite as much style as some of his predecessors.
Yes!
But
Championi, championi, ole, ole, ole. Champions, champions, ole, ole, ole. Champions, champions, ole, ole, ole.
The celebrations do go on.
So that's the end of tonight's live stream. Congrats to Arsenal to win the FA Cup for the 14th time. So Tuesday will be another live stream. I'm going to do a live reaction of the EFL Championship playoff match between Brentford and Fulham. That'll be about 6. I'm going to start at 6:55, I think. You know, that'll be on Tuesday. So hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more live streams, wrestling topics, game streams, and more. You know, the last time, congrats to Arsenal. And I'm going to turn on this camera to get the badge for one more time. Yeah, the Gunners!